Hello, this is Jonathan Frias. I do apologize beforehand. I was having some connection/computer issues, so I was unable to successfully add a voiceover onto my presentation. So hopefully this over the phone voiceover suffices. But yeah, I'm just going to be speaking in regards to my presentation. It is the study of the Virgen de Guadalupe and Tonantzin. Hopefully I'm not butchering that name. I probably am, but that is how I'm going to be referring to her throughout the duration of the presentation. So once again, I do apologize if I am butchering the name. But yeah, the Virgen de Guadalupe is pictured right there on the left-hand side and Tonantzin on the right-hand side. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. The first slide is regarding Tonantzin, also known as the Aztec Mother Goddess. Today, I'll be discussing how these two figures intertwine and what they reveal about identity, faith, and resistance. Both symbols have roots tracing back all the way until indigenous times, and both are powerful symbols of Mexican and Chicano/Chicano culture, and are also both seen as sacred and political symbols. Before colonization, the Aztecs worshipped Tonantzin as the mother of all gods and humanity. She represented the fertility of the land and the sacred feminine. Tepeyiquil, where her temple once stood, later became the site of the Virgen de Guadalupe. And like I said, on the left-hand side, Tonantzin is pictured, and on the right-hand side, it is two images, one of those being the Virgen de Guadalupe, and the other one being a sculpture of Tonantzin. Alright, and then the appearance of the Virgen de Guadalupe, in that regard, on the left-hand side is Juan Diego. When the Virgen de Guadalupe was appearing to him for the first time ever. And then on the right hand side, once again, Juan Diego with the Virgen Guadalupe imprinted on his cloak. But yeah, according to legend, she appeared in 1531 to Juan Diego, an indigenous man, and spoke to him in his native language, which was Natal. And she left her image miraculously imprinted on his cloak, also known as a tilma, which is pictured on the right hand side. It pretty much was a big point in time because it became a unifying symbol for indigenous and mestizo people. The story of the Virgen de Guadalupe's appearance to Juan Diego is central to Mexican identity. By speaking to him in his indigenous language, she bridged two worlds, European Christianity and indigenous belief. Her brown skin and traditional dress signaled to the people that she was there, not just as a foreign symbol of conquest, but as one of them. And then this next slide is Tonantzin and Guadalupe, syncretism and resistance. Many scholars view the Virgen as a continuation of Tonantzin under Catholic guise. Represents culture survival under Spanish colonization, a symbol of syncretism, blended of indigenous and Christian beliefs, empowered indigenous people to preserve an identity and dignity. And then when the Spanish destroyed indigenous temples, the people reinterpreted Catholic saints through their own spiritual framework. The Virgen de Guadalupe became a way to honor Tonantzin secretly while adapting to colonial rule. I do apologize. This blending of faiths was an act of resistance, allowing indigenous people or indigenous culture to survive through transformation. Alright, and then this next slide, the Virgen in Mexican identity. The Virgen became more than a religious icon. She turned into a national symbol. During Mexico's independence movement, revolutionaries carried her image as a call for freedom. She embodies both maternal love and social justice, representing the soul of the Mexican people. Declared the patrons of Mexico in 1754, banner of independence during Father Hidalgo's 1810 revolution, symbol of unity, motherhood, and national pride. And also the Virgen did represent both faith and political strength. Right there on the top right hand side is Father Hidalgo during the 1810 revolution, and as stated, she is right there on a flag that Father Hidalgo is carrying, and then on the bottom right hand side is the Virgen de Guadalupe pictured. Alright, and then in this next slide, it's regarding Chicana feminism and the reimagining of the Virgen. In the Chicana feminist movement, the Virgen de Guadalupe was reimagined not as a symbol of embodiment, but of strength. Artists like Yolanda Lopez and Alma Lopez, which we read about, portrayed her running, smiling, or taking control of her story. Writers like Gloria Anzulda, which we also read about, linked her to Tonantzin, the ancient power, merging spirituality with feminist identity. And then Chicana artists and writers reinterpreted her as a symbol of empowerment, reclaim her image from patriarchal and colonial narratives connect to Tonanzin's divine feminine power. And like I said, some examples of this were Gloria Anzurda, Yolanda Lopez, and Alma Lopez. And within the slide, there are two portraits of two drawings made by Yolanda Lopez of the Virgen Guadalupe and portrayed in different ways, such as a maternal figure, such as right here, where it is a nice old lady that reminds me of my abuela, pictured in regards to Virgen Guadalupe, and once again right here, another abuelita showing empowerment in regards to feminism. And then finally, the conclusion. In the end, both Tonantzin and the Virgen de Guadalupe reveal how belief systems evolve without losing their essence. They embody the sacred feminine they embody the sacred feminine, the merging of indigenous and Catholic worlds, and the enduring spirits of resistance. Their stories show that identity is not fixed, it's living, evolving, and deeply personal. And then right here at the end, I apologize, right here at the end is my bibliography with all the sources that I use, such as Enzo de Gloria from La Frontera that we read, Yolanda Lopez, and I can't recall the other person. That it looks like I didn't add them in. I do apologize. But yeah, I used other sources as well, such as University of Oklahoma Press and National Symbol, University of Arizona Press. Thank you for listening, and thank you for watching my presentation. And that's about it.